again, you know, the golf swing has got so many things going on in it that it's hard to really work on everything at one time. But I do know this, and this is the way I feel about coaching. The one thing that I have to do, if I have a player that is hitting the ball extremely to the right, and that's their miss most of the time, the first thing I have to do is fix your club face. So even though you're still coming over the top, the one thing that you're going to have to do is get that club face more square or closing at the bottom. So let's just take you from the top here. And again, two things that you have to control and learn what's happening here and understand is club face and path. If you can control those and understand cause and effect in those two things, then you can start fixing the swing yourself. So you're still coming steep into this shot. However, what I want you to pay attention to, and again, you're doing some great things here. I'd like to see some more body support here, but at least we have some good alignments here at the bottom. There's really not a lot of flipping, bud, which is great, okay? But now as we take you through post-impact to arms to full extension, what I want you to pay attention to, see how deep that divot was? Okay, that's because we're steep. Now, I'm going to get you right here, all right? Now, I got Rory over here next to you, and I don't care what he does here. What I want you to pay attention to is what is happening post-impact when his arms get to full extension. Okay, so there's impact, and you can see how much more body support he has. But now watch what happens here. Okay, the hands are pretty much similar in the same spot, close to it. But what do we see here? Well, what we see here is we see all four knuckles. What does that do? Well, that gets the club face closed. You can see how his right arm is rolling over his left. Now, if we look at yours, I see no knuckles. So what we had to do is get you to learn how to release that golf club, get the face square to closing, and just by doing that, you're going to gain more distance with not swinging any harder. Matter of fact, you can swing less and get more distance. Okay? So that's what we worked on. We worked on the two things. We talked about your sway, but mostly we talked about getting that club face more square to closing, all right? Now, part of the reason, too, you have more weight back here on your back side is because how you're coming into that golf ball. Whenever you're coming in from over the top or steep, let's call it, you're going to have more weight on your back side because the club is exiting left. So the more that you get the club working, and again, you've seen Rory swing. He's got a pretty good plane shift from here. When he takes it up, you can see how his hands drop back behind him. See him drop down and behind him. So he's coming in from the inside, and that's also going to allow him to get more weight off of this back side here and allow the body to finish more on the left. So as we take him up to let's just say left or right arm parallel to the ground, you can definitely see now his alignments there with his arms. And we take you on up. It's just not quite the same, okay? It's like you're holding on to that puppy. So we worked on what we need to do, get it there, and then we can work on your path, get that thing started on a better line, okay?
Okay, if we want to hit it straighter and farther, there's one thing that you really have to do a better job of controlling, and that is your club face. So to help you understand what I mean by that and what's going on, I'm going to use my trusty tennis racket and explain a few things. When we want to hit the ball far, we want to make sure the club face is square to closing. So how do we actually release the club face or release the club to full extension? Well, what I see from time to time is as we're coming into the ball, we're going to do a couple things. Number one, we're going to come through and we're just going to keep the face here, and you can see all this chicken wing going on here, this separation. Well, again, not solid contact. And we have to understand how our hands, wrists, and arms actually do work from the ball forward. So from here, what I see from time to time also is the wrists are working improperly, meaning as they go through the ball, we have this assembly here. And when we get finished, we have that same look here. So the wrists do not work like that, not in the full swing. What we want to try to feel is, from the way down, is the club face is releasing or rotating. So you can see how my hands came into the shot and released. And you can feel different things here. When I see a good swing, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for all 4 knuckles of the right hand for a right-handed golfer to be right here. When I'm seeing no knuckles, we're in trouble, and also in trouble this way. So what we want to feel is, as you're coming down, squaring it up, and then from here, there's a slight swivel to the up. So you can see how my wrists are in line here, just like they were on the backswing. So a good way to help us work on that is a couple different ways. The first way I recommend is put some balls on the ground, get set up, go to fixed impact, and from here what you want to do is just roll the ball to waist high. And what you want to do when you get in this position is make sure that we have the toe straight up and down. You can see all 4 knuckles of your right hand, and the ball is in front of you going straight. This is a great drill for us to figure out where our hands and arms are going through the golf ball also. Because again, a lot of times when we go to release the club, we're releasing it back here where it should be more in front of us. So again, simple little drill set up. You're going to take a club with not a lot of loft on it, go to fixed impact, and now just push the ball away. And you want to try to get in this position here. Now if you want to hit full swing shots, go ahead and tee it up. But now we're going to put our feet together. Because what this does is this isolates our hands, wrists, and arms. And again, we're not looking to hit them far. We're trying to feel and get that ball going straight with some distance. Now that was no swing at all, and I hit that almost 100 yards. So again, feet together, because it isolates the hands, wrists, and arms. Make a little backswing to a forward swing. I guarantee you, if you work on those 2 drills and manage what your hands, wrists, and arms are doing past the ball, squaring the club face up, you're going to get more distance. I hope this has helped you. Until next time, happy golfing.